The Quest 3 brings a lot of new features and upgrades, and I've already spent over 30 hours in it to give you my thoughts. I'll show you all of the details you've been waiting for, from comfort to displays and lenses, mixed reality, and the VR experience. Let's go! Meta sent this over to me last week for testing, and I even took days off work to thoroughly test it and give you my thoughts in this Quest 3 review. There are timestamps below, but I highly recommend watching the entire video to get all the details you need to make a decision. Let's start with a quick overview of the specs compared to Quest 2. The Quest 3 features the upgraded version of the pancake lenses first seen in the Quest Pro and two 2064 by 2208 pixels per eye LCD displays. These are capable of pushing up to 120Hz refresh rate and offer a nearly 15% increase in field of view. This makes the visuals considerably better than those of the Quest 2, but I'll go more in depth on this topic later in the video. When it comes to raw power, the new XR2 Gen 2 chip supposedly pushes twice the graphics performance, and paired with 33% more RAM now at 8GB, it should give a significant boost, and we'll put that to the test later with a few games that have already received Quest 3 updates. Quest 3 is also slated to have better, louder audio from the built-in speakers, and we'll see if that's true in the audio section of this video. Otherwise, the only significant other change is the addition of way higher pass-through cameras and a depth sensor, which will be a massive jump from the black and white Quest 2 ones and even the Quest Pro color ones. I'll be testing and showcasing the pass-through and mixed reality in more detail in a few moments, so stick around. Despite it being more compact than the Quest 2, it's actually 12 grams heavier at 515 grams. But we'll see how that translates to comfort in a second, so let's talk about that right now. The Quest 3 comes with an updated version of the soft strap we've seen in the Quest 2. Due to the Y-shaped design and the headset's new form factor, it feels way more comfortable, and I was able to spend hours in it without any issues, which I can't say about the previous soft strap. It feels very decent overall, but I do have to wear it over my ears for the headset to sit properly on my face, so I'm looking forward to trying out the Elite straps as well as third-party options, as they will surely offer way better comfort. The face cushion is also different from the previous one, being made from a softer and comfier material. It felt a bit tight for my wide head, but it's soft enough that I can push my face closer to the lenses without any discomfort. I'd still like it to be softer though, so my friends over at VRCover sent me these. And they're also kindly supporting the channel by sponsoring this video. They're the first company to ever offer VR comfort and hygiene accessories since all the way back in 2014. It's my go-to for any of my headsets, and while I can't wait for them to release their Quest 3 face cushions, their VR covers are already available right now at the links in the description, and these have made a massive difference to the overall comfort of the Quest 3. These are multi-layered covers that go on top of the stock interface, offering a super soft antimicrobial fabric that not only makes the Quest 3 feel better on your face, but also absorbs a lot more sweat than the stock option. The box actually comes with two of them, one gray and one red, and they can be washed super quick and easy. It installs in just a few seconds and also has a thin foam lining that improves comfort too. Check out the link in the description and use code VRManCaveQ3 for 10% off the Quest 3 range. Now back to the review. I've kept wondering why Meta is pushing this mixed reality thing so hard. I mean, it's just a gimmick, isn't it? Well, let's start with the setup, because the Guardian can now be set automatically and maps your room, including walls and furniture, which opens up a lot of new options with mixed reality content. I have to admit that I was actually surprised by how fun and different playing games like this feels. Being in your own room and blending the real and the virtual worlds gave me a glimpse of what the future might look like. Now let's be clear, the pass-through is not Ultra HD quality, but it is better than Quest Pro and way better than Quest 2. With the addition of the depth sensor, the experiences I've tried were incredibly fun, and there's no risk of hitting things since you can see everything around you. I started with First Encounters, which comes pre-installed, and it's a short but fun game where fluffy round aliens flood your room. Being able to shoot down my own walls to reveal the alien planet was a super cool experience, and I honestly can't wait to try more experiences like these. With better pass-through quality, I found myself really enjoying games like Demeo, where I could just sit on my couch, see my entire room, and also have a super crisp view of the dungeon. Another one I really enjoyed in pass-through is Blast On, and again, seeing my opponent across the room was super cool, and I don't think I'll play Blast On any other way moving forward. Now let's talk about the juicy stuff, the lenses and displays. The lenses are an upgraded version of the pancake lenses that made their debut on the Quest Pro, and if you've never tried this type of lenses in a VR headset, then it's probably the first thing that will strike you as a massive upgrade. I'm hoping pancake lenses become the standard for any VR headset moving forward because they're superior in every way to the previous Fresnel lenses. Not only do they offer higher clarity overall, but the sweet spot is also considerably larger and you can say goodbye to God rays or screen door effect. Everything from the in-game textures to the text in the menus looks much clearer. These pair great with the new displays that, while not OLED, look very vivid and get dim enough for very dark scene in games, and the 120Hz refresh rate felt super smooth in everything I've played. I had heard the audio is louder on the Quest 3, no pun intended, but it's actually a bigger upgrade than what I was expecting. It's not only a lot louder, but also fuller. Juicier, if you will. The spatial audio is also very well implemented and I felt more immersed than on Quest 2. And it's the first time when the integrated audio on a headset has not left me wanting headphones or third-party audio solutions. Now I know there was a lot of concern around the controllers and how they'll track now that the tracking ring is gone, and I was worried too. But I'm happy to report I've had less issues with tracking than I did with the previous ring-based controllers. I'm not sure how Meta is doing this, but the precision on these is closer to the Quest Pro controllers than it is the Quest 2 ones, at least during my testing. I will be trying to pair this to my Pro controllers to see how that performs, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see that experiment. Okay, so what is the VR experience actually like? Well, I'll start by saying I have not spent as much time in VR as I have since getting this in years. I mean, yes, I had to thoroughly test it for this review, but I genuinely got lost in it and enjoy gaming with it. With the quality of the lenses and displays combined with the comfort of the smaller form factor, it's been a delight spending time in VR and revisiting my favorite titles. I knew that most games will be getting Quest 3 graphics upgrades in the near future, but there was something I really wasn't prepared for. Even unoptimized games ran a lot better. The added processing power makes going in and out of games super quick. Titles like Blade and Sorcery Nomad, which runs pretty poorly on Quest 2, was noticeably smoother in terms of frame rate. As mentioned before, I was aware that most games will get upgrades, but a few of them already got the updates and the difference is significant. I've made a dedicated video about this a few days ago, so check it out after this one, but to summarize, here's a bit of comparison footage from Saints and Sinners and Red Matter 2. We can clearly notice better lighting and reflections, higher resolution textures, and just overall improvements to the visual clarity of games running on the newer hardware. The big question is it worth it over the Quest 2? Well, the way I think of it is this: it's kinda like deciding between a PS4 and a PS5. The Quest 2 is still a great headset. I've kept going back and forth between them lately, and I've gotta say I was surprised at how well the Quest 2 still holds up. But if you can afford it, the Quest 3 is a massive jump, and I've gotta go as far as saying if you only have $300, save up and wait for a bit more because the upgrade to the Quest 3 is absolutely worth it. If you're thinking of buying one, then please consider using the link in the description to support the channel. Now, if you want to see a full comparison of games getting Quest 3 upgrades, check out this video here, or maybe this one is more interesting to you. Anyway, I'll be making a lot more Quest 3 content in the coming days, weeks, and months, so subscribe and help me get to 30k by the end of the year. Cheers, guys. Go on a headset has not left me with the comfort of the smaller force factor, concern around the controllers and how they'll